right, John. You know about TikTok?
I've got several of them on the wall in my house.
Oh, boy.
Old clocks.
Okay, this is going to take a while, guys. Buckle in. So TikTok is a social media platform.
No, I know what it is.
It's blown up in popularity among the youth and now among the olds.
Yeah,
that's what they call them.
They call them the olds.
The olds, yes. I'm learning from Gen Z. I'm learning. And so here's the deal.
This radio show is mostly geared towards the olds.
If you've heard about TikTok, you know, isn't that just like weird dance challenges? It has become so much more. And so there's a lot of personal finance TikTokers out there creating content to help the people.
Yeah, I've seen some of the personal physical fitness and mental health advice that
that's what shows up on your feed.
Some of the TikTokers are bestowing upon us all.
Yeah. And it's a lot of 17-year-olds with opinions about how you should handle your money, how you should handle your mental health.
I watched a couple of TED Talks, and I know everything.
You're a genius.
Right. I'm a genius.
So I stumble upon videos all the time that just cause me to be very angry very instantly because it's just a cesspool of terrible financial advice that is just helping Gen Z go into debt faster. Because that's how to set up the youth of America for their adult life.
Thanks, TikTok.
And so as I come across them, I thought, why don't we play one on the show for all of America to hear?
Okay.
Let me set this up. This is a girl who's playing two characters, same person, two characters. It's going back and forth, and she's the mom and she's the daughter.
But talking to herself in a very clever way.
Yes.
And I love clever.
And the mom is anti-credit card, and the daughter is explaining to mom why she's a genius and you should have a credit card.
Excellent.
So let's play the clip, and let's see your reaction.
Mom, I'm ready for my first credit card. Absolutely not. Credit cards are evil, honey. No, they're not. Do you even know how they work? Yeah, it's literally a card with money on it. The money belongs to a bank, and every time I use the card to buy something, I'm borrowing their money to pay for it. See? You're using their money. This is going to get you into a lot of debt. No, it can get me into debt if I use it irresponsibly, but I won't let that happen. How are you going to manage that? When the bill comes each month, I have the option to pay the minimum amount or the entire amount that I borrowed. If I pay the full amount every month, then I'll never owe any interest or get into debt. And what if you forget to pay? I won't spend more money than I have, and I'll turn on auto pay, so it will automatically pay off the entire balance every month. Fine, but why not just use your debit card if you have the money anyways? They reward you with things like cash back or free travel, plus it builds your credit score. Okay, looks like you know your stuff. How did you learn all this? Addison taught me. She teaches all the money hacks. That's why I follow her.
I literally want to set my own hair on fire.
John, I can't breathe.
Just to see if I can still feel. Way to go, America.
I think I held my breath during that whole video. I'm just now realizing.
Yeah, you should breathe during times of stress
I've heard
and crisis.
you have experience with breathing exercises.
That is right.
So, okay, there's a lot to unpack here, John.
Feels like there's very little to unpack.
You're right, but I just need to say it because it needs to be said. That advice is one of the many reasons, and let me tell you, that video, millions of views.
Really?
500,000 likes.
Wow.
This is what the younger generations are clinging to, going, yes, finally, someone who gets it, because my mom was just telling me the same thing.
Dumb old mom.
I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. I'm going to pay it off every month. And so it just brings me to this point, John.
Will Smith already sang that song. Parents just don't understand.
We've dealt with the credit card issue time and time again, but let me just reiterate why that advice is going to cause a lot of harm to your life. Number one, we get a lot of debt-free screams that come through this lobby. We've had 72 so far this year that have paid off over $10.5 million total. You know how they went into that debt, John? Do you think they went and opened a credit card and said, well, I'm going to pay it off every month? So why not?
Everyone who opens a credit card is like, I'll take care of it.
No one opens one going, oh, can't wait to go into debt and carry a balance every month.
You know what I really want to do? Shackle my family and all of our future dreams. That sounds awesome.
It's a good time.
That's right.
And here's the thing. In a perfect world where there was no sin, there was no fall of man, we could probably use credit cards responsibly, John.
James, George is getting existential in here, man.
We live in a fallen world, and humans are fallible creatures, and we have the best intentions, don't we, John? I'm going to work out 3 times this week.
I actually did, but it's cool.
I forgot The Bachelor was on, so cool. I got to miss this workout, right? I'm just saying there's so many great intentions we have as a society, and then what happens? Life hits us.
Right.
I thought I could make the payment, and then I couldn't. And then this happened, and this happened, so I had to get a personal loan. And so then I had to get the car loan, and it's just
or I had to borrow
spirals.
From my roommate, and then all of a sudden my friendship's kind of wonky, right? This exact thing, that exact advice when I was in college, I had a credit card, and I would pay it off every month, pay it off every month, pay it off every month. And then my transmission fell out of my 88 Tercel EZ hatchback, right? And big shocker, right? And I didn't have it that month. And so I was like, I'll make it up. Years went by before I made it up, right? And it took one thing that happened, one thing that caught me, right?
Let me hit you with some stats in the face, John.
I prefer you don't hit me, but go ahead.
I couldn't if I wanted to. Americans' total credit card balance today stands at $856 billion.
With a B.
Every single one of those people said, I'm going to pay it off every month. Let me hit you another one. National average card debt among cardholders with unpaid balances over $6,500. Americans carried a balance on 52% of all active credit card accounts in the third quarter of 2021.
So they're just handing money over to massive banking institutions.
So 1 out of 2 people who had great intentions are carrying a balance, and a large one at that. And for all credit cards, here's the average APR. The interest rate on these things is almost 16% right now.
Oh, my gosh.
And so here's the thing. She's saying, well, I can get 2%. Or you could pay 16% on that money, which counteracts every little bit of every penny that you got towards your flight points, which, by the way, who knows what 200,000 points are worth? They do that on purpose so that it's confusing and you think you're rich, and then you go try to book a flight and they go, sorry, you need 100,000 more points. You can buy those for another $400 though.
That's right.
And so on top of that, there's the credit score argument. You got to build your score, right, John?
To eat, to breathe, to get married, you got to have that credit score.
To be a respectable American adult, you better have a good credit score.
Right.
And as someone who didn't have a credit score for a long time, I just paid off my mortgage. It will fall away soon after. I got a mortgage without a credit score. I've rented cars without a credit score. I've rented apartments, multiple, without a credit score, houses without a credit score. And so this idea that we've convinced our children that you need to get a credit card early to build your credit score, to go into debt, so you can build a score, to go into more debt, is the reason we are almost $1 trillion in credit card debt.
Just credit card debt, not to
Just
mention
credit card debt.
Mortgage debt, car debt, student loan debt. It was 2 big shockers. One is our friend Anthony O'Neill, when he called up all of those apartment complexes and just said, "Hey, I have no credit score. Can I still rent an apartment?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course you can." 10 of them, 10 out of 10, right? And then the other one was, if you got $1 million tomorrow, your credit score would stay at 0. It has no relation to how much wealth you have to how you handle money.
It's not money management, it's debt management.
Debt management.
That's
it.
Right. So on top of that, if that wasn't enough, John, here's the thing. If you pay off your credit card every month and you're a good little boy or a good little girl, you end up with $0.
Aww.
Right? That's not a cash flow plan. That works.
No, they give you 2% cash back.
That's right.
I'm going to get rich.
And I've done the math on that, John, in our fine print episode. You know I like to do math. We did one on the true cost of credit card rewards. And I did the math on, here's what it would take. You would have to spend $25,000, $30,000 to get a few $100s back.
I know, but it sounds so good when it says cash back.
So your after-tax money that you're spending buying things you already would have bought, right? That's always the argument. I'm only buying things that I budgeted for.
Right. And we know that the psychology of that debt is not true. You spend more money when you're using plastic. You spend more money when you're clicking on
when it's someone else's
the internet.
Money too.
That's exactly right. When I'm exchanging cash.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on here. On top of all of that.
Yeah, hit me baby one more time, Britney
On
Spears.
top of all that, John, here's the part that people don't think about. When you get the cash back, it's usually on the backs of the people who couldn't afford it.
That's the one that haunts me as a citizen, as a neighbor, that I get my lower rate because somebody else is struggling to pay their light bill.
Someone else got screwed.
That's exactly right.
How do you like your flight now?
And I'm participating in a system that's hurting people.
Enjoy your free vacation, guys. Wow. All right, stay off of TikTok for now, John.
Forever.
Mostly you.
Forever.
Maybe forever. We'll get on there, John. We'll change the world.
Forever.
One TikTok at a time.
We need no more dances.